This time, I will be adding thinking from the roots to factory improvement to the world-famous systematic thinking for factory improvement written by Professor Shigeo Shingo, and as the third in the series, I will introduce how to use it in a picture book, focusing on the content that Mr. Shigehiro Nakamura NAKASIN actually used. As with the previous book, this picture book introduces the process in which three people from a fictional company A form a project team and work to strengthen the improvement capabilities of everyone in the factory. Professor Shingo's book has been opened to the industrial world, focusing on IE methods, using QC and VE, including single setup, Pokayoke, Toyota's JIT development, and even manufacturing technology improvements at many companies. According to the book, Professor Shingo's basic idea is that, as shown in this figure, various technology improvements related to the phenomenon of the sun rising, removing unnecessary branches and leaves from trees, and work improvements will reduce the time spent in factories and various jobs. Conversely, if it takes time, there is a problem with the technology or work content. So improvement measures should be created from the perspective of the ideal minus the current situation. This is a method of promoting improvements based on this idea. The results of manufacturing activities are ultimately compiled in a profit and loss statement and balance sheet. This time, the picture book introduced many methods for uncovering various improvement themes using the profit and loss statement and balance sheet. And one example is this figure. This is an example of how a company that was in the red was able to turn a profit by shortening production lead time. Many more examples of this type are introduced in the picture book this time, so please take a look. This third series focuses on how to effectively apply Professor Shingo's book to a factory. In it, we will introduce an example of what is necessary to proceed with factory improvements smoothly and with everyone's participation. One example is the selection and training of key personnel who will be the key people for the factory's top management to put the improvement method into practice and quickly show the results to everyone. To address this issue, the 262 rule is often used in the manufacturing industry, as shown in this figure. It is important to select personnel like those shown on the far right of the upper right corner. The key to making sure that key people succeed as initial leaders of factory improvement is to fully consider the composition of this figure and take measures to develop them, focusing on their own efforts and morale. In essence, it is important to give highly motivated people a place to succeed and introduce the improvement methods from Series 1 to 3. In Professor Shingo's book that we have introduced so far, but the important point is the T-shaped human resource development method, in which the experience of success through self-help efforts becomes a challenge to reach the next goal, and to gain supporters for that effort. After reading this picture book, I thought of Nakasin as one of the improvement leaders, and I would like to introduce his activities to you. After joining the company, he was very busy every day, perhaps because he had high expectations from those around him. However, working from early in the morning until late at night took a toll on his health, and he started kendo to recover. However, after starting, he severed his Achilles tendon and was hospitalized. At the time, he was working multiple jobs, so those involved supported him during his hospitalization. But when he was released from the hospital, he realized that he had not been able to concentrate on the work he wanted to do. He thought, "It is up to me to decide how I spend my life," and used IE in the way he worked. This is a self-time analysis sheet that he made using his own watch. Please refer to the picture book for details. By using this analysis memo to set goals for the day and working, he found one improvement after another. And after 3 months, he was able to go home on time and have some free time, and made many improvements that were beneficial for himself and the company. In this way, he attended a lecture by Dr. Mandel, an American who trained IE engineers to lead the improvement of productivity in Japan in the 1980s, and had the chance to ask him questions. The results are shown in this figure. This was a comparison of productivity improvement and countermeasures for indirect work in top European and American companies and Japanese manufacturing companies. He found all of the content convincing, so from then on, he appointed key people in each company as initial leaders and introduced the self-time analysis memo and this perspective to companies that were promoting early and innovative improvements. There was no need to explain this, but the effect of each person making effective use of their time to improve the factory was enormous. In this three-part series, I introduced the contents of Professor Shingo's book and the contents that we should use now, but as the saying goes, a company is its people. I believe that this type of countermeasure is a major requirement for making improvements large, fast, and extremely effective. Thank you very much for watching the introduction to this picture book. The above explanation is an example of this picture book. I hope that this content will be useful to you. You can get this picture book at this URL. Amazon Prime members can view it for free.